if it's bringing tears to our eyes, if we're shocked that the world is able to do this, then what does it feel like to be in Gaza at the moment? In the dark, people are drinking seawater, no food, no electricity, no fuel, no medical services, no nothing, and no contact with us. And our voices may not reach Gaza, but they certainly need to reach the British state. We have to get them to understand what's happening. If they can do this to Palestinian people in the front of the world, none of us are safe. We're all under threat. They're creating a world full of hate, full of death. And we want to live in a world full of humanity, full of love, full of possibility. And that's not happening. But what we've got to do, and what we're going to start today, is to turn protest into action, into campaigning, because we've all got to do more than just come out on the streets. This is amazing, this is needed. These sorts of demonstrations are needed, but there's lots of action people can take, especially boycott, divestment and sanctions. And we'll be doing that on the march round. We'll be stopping at places complicit with the arms trade. We'll be stopping at places selling Puma. We'll be stopping at Barclays Bank, and then we'll be coming back here. But you take the leaflets and you think what you can do from that. That's what we're doing. We're now beyond protest. We're now campaigning. We're campaigners. We're campaigners. We're campaigners. We're campaigners. And we're campaigning on behalf of Palestine. And I know people say Gaza, say West Bank, say 48 Palestine. It is all Palestine. They're all Palestine. And Israel may be giving most of the worst punishment to Gaza, but believe me, there's no one in those territories that are safe. No one. And so we have to keep voting. Okay, so we'll have a few speakers, we'll have a march and protest, and we'll come back here, and we'll come back here, and we'll come back here, and we'll come back here. The first speaker is a Palestinian.
More than 50 years ago, Hassan Ghani, one of the greatest Palestinian writers of all time, said that Palestinians would rather die standing than lose their cause. His voice was his weapon, and 2 years later, they assassinated him for using his voice. 36 years later, in the Great March of Return in Gaza, 40,000 Gazans went out week after week to protest violently the occupation and the discrimination that was happening against them. They were all shot down by Israeli snipers, one by one. Their voices were their weapons, and they were murdered for using them. What is the message that we are sending to Palestinians? What is the message that Rishi Sunak's government is sending to the Palestinians? The Palestinians who find themselves exiled in their own lands. The Palestinians who, in their quest for freedom, have found themselves under a barrage of bombs and bullets with no respite past or present. A Palestinian people who can only mourn the loss of their sons for so long before they must turn around and mourn the loss of their daughters. The message is not that they cannot resist violently, it's that they cannot resist at all. What they fail to recognize is that in our thousands and in our millions, we are all Palestinians. Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! We are all Palestinians, and Palestinians never kneel in the face of occupation. We never bow down to apartheid. We would rather die standing than lose our cause. We will look Israel dead in the eye and tell them, from the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! We will look Israel dead in the eye and tell them, you can take our lives, you can spill our blood, you can bomb our hospitals or our schools or our mosques or our churches, but you will never take our freedom! Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! And you will never take our pride, and you will never take our dignity, and you will never rip your pride from the pages of history. And most importantly, you will never take our voice, because our voice is our weapon. I was going to come up here and say today, but I wish Gazans had electricity so they could see what I see before me today, so they could see that they are not alone. But today, Manchester, let's do the next best thing, and let's make sure they can hear us all the way from Gaza. Let's chant so loud that the Israeli government will shake in fear. Let's be so loud that Rishi Sunak, even though his ears are stuffed with hush money, will hear us scream and chant. Let's be so loud that his hands, wreathed in the red of Palestinian blood, will tremble in fear of our voices, because our voices are our weapon. Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Louder, from the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Free, free!
Palestine!
Free, free!
Palestine!
Free, free!
Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
1, 2, 3, 4!
Occupation no more!
5, 6, 7, 8!
Israel is a terror state!
Our voices are our weapons, but this is not about Rishi Sunak. This is not about the United Kingdom. This is not about the United States. And this is not about Israel. This is about Palestine. This is about Gaza and the people of Gaza who are all martyrs, 7,300 of them and counting. All of them, not just their dead, but their doctors, their teachers, their parents, their brothers, their sons, their daughters, and their reporters. They are all martyrs. They are not victims, they are heroes. They are all our heroes because their blood, their sweat, and their tears will nourish the tree that will bear the fruits of our freedom. So today, Manchester, let us protect the tree.